Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Thanks for tuning in to Born to Ride TV, the longest-running biker TV show in the world. This week, it's a tribute show to the masterful art of Dave Mann, a modern-day Norman Rockwell, painting the biker lifestyle in Easy Riders magazine. Editor of Born to Ride, Dave Nichols, gives us a first-hand report. All this and more here on Born to Ride.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Estrada, Chip's guy. You're watching Born to Ride TV. Enjoy.
Dave, I mean, let's get right into it, man. Easy Riders, in the office, at the helm, and dealing with Dave Mann's pictures coming in for each month in the magazine. How cool was that?
Oh, it was an amazing time to be there and to be friends with David and Jackie. And we had so many great times. And, Dave's favorite saying was, "Don't let the bastards get you down." That's how he lived his life. And he started out, his first painting of the motorcycle culture was in 1963. And that was a painting called Hollywood Run. And what Dave did is he took that painting and his customized panhead, and he went to the Kansas City Custom Car Show. And he was hoping to show off the bike and the painting. And he met a 1%er there, a great big guy named Tiny, and they became best friends. Well, Tiny decided that his paintings were too good, that the world needed to see these paintings. So Tiny actually got in touch with Ed Big Daddy Roth, who's, of course, the famous car customizer, and he was the father of Rat Fink and the publisher of Choppers magazine. Well, Ed bought the painting for $85, and that's how David Mann got started doing paintings of the biker lifestyle. He went on to do 10 more paintings for Roth, and then in 1971, he saw an ad way in the back of Easy Riders magazine. It was an ad for artists and cartoonists and illustrators and things like that. And he got a job with Easy Riders magazine doing his beautiful artwork of the biker culture. And they started in the magazine with issue number 3. And he had been in Easy Riders and in Biker magazine for years and years and years. He did over 300 biker lifestyle paintings in those times. And of course, everybody knows that he had this knack of finding the essence, of the riding experience and the lifestyle that we all love. And they all came from personal experience. A lot of these people in the paintings were people that he knew and were friends with over the years, And so, David, in the late 70s and early 80s, there were a lot of motorcycle customizers that would look at Dave's paintings in Easy Riders magazine, and then they would take a look at much like our friend Jared, they would take a look at a bike and then decide they were actually going to build the bike. Well, David would exaggerate things on the motorcycle just to make it look cool in the painting. So he would exaggerate the rake of the bike's frame, or the length of a front end, or a tall sissy bar, or ape hangers, or really high, wild, crazy exhaust pipes, just for artistic effect. But the builders would actually create the bikes that David drew, and so in a way he was one of the fathers of the custom chopper design as we know it today. And then in November 1983 issue of Easy Riders, there was a painting that David did that is called The Ghost Rider, which has forever captured the hearts of bikers all over the world. It shows a righteous chopper rider who's jamming down the desert somewhere in the Southwest, and riding just off to the left of him and out of his sight is the ghostly spirit of a Pony Express rider. And there's something about that painting. It caught the inspiration and the imagination of a whole generation of Harley-Davidson riders, and the rest pretty much is history. Hundreds of paintings, and David Mann really changed the biker world. You know, we think of the essence of the biker world and the paintings that were up in all of our garages. I know they were up in my garage. And that's who David Mann was.
Well, Dave, I've seen the Ghost Rider on murals on buildings and bike shops, and you know that's the essence of this. But to be a part of that, I mean, were you there when the paintings came in, or the pictures came in, and you got to place them in the magazine, and the power of that? I mean, how much did that magnify Easy Riders? I remember all those dudes have the black beards and the gloves and the long hair pushed back, and they always had the chicks on the back, and they were just the coolest pictorials of biking lifestyle, like you said.
It's really true. We would unwrap these things when they would come in the mail to us. You know, each one was it was like the Holy Grail. You know, we'd open up the package, and these were not big paintings, folks. These paintings were actually the size of a 2-page spread in a magazine. That's how small they were. And so you could really appreciate the detail, because he airbrushed a lot of this stuff.
Wow.
And and he would call up and he'd go, I kind of need an idea for the next painting. Really? Really, Dave? He goes, yeah, I've pretty much run out of ideas. And so you could actually say, well, what about this? And then he would do a little drawing of it, and you'd go, oh, that's awesome. And he would send you this finished painting, and that alone was amazing. And I'll tell you a great story about David Mann. We were in Milwaukee, and it was for the 100th Harley-Davidson anniversary. And I remember Keith Ball told me, now, don't spend a lot of money on rental cars, because, I got the biggest, blackest Lincoln Town car I could find, because it was going to shuttle around David Mann and Jackie Mann. And I was the driver, and they were in the back. And I said, no, we're not getting a little Toyota Camry. We're getting a big black monster car, right? And so, we went from the airport in that car. Way out in the middle of nowhere is where they put us. I don't know why, because most everything was happening right in the middle of town. Well, out near where we were, there was a bar. And this bar was a biker bar. And I can't remember the name of it or who owned it or anything like that. All I know is we stopped there, we went in, and friends, there were David Mann paintings on every wall in this biker bar. And it was like walking in there with God. Here, the owner was like, I'm not worthy. He was bowing before, and David Mann was there, and he was signing the pictures on the wall.
Awesome.
Well, needless to say, none of us bought a drink all night.
Saturday, July 24th, it's coming. Born to Ride's Great American Motofest.
The demand for Harley-Davidsons is at an all-time high. People are buying Harley-Davidsons as fast as we can stock them. That makes your bike worth more than ever before. If you ever wonder what that bike sitting in your garage is worth, it's never been easier than right now. Come visit us at Crystal Harley-Davidson, located in Homosassa, Florida, or visit us at crystalharley.com.
the images, but it was more of setting a tone for a lifestyle of so many bikers and real bikers and the bikers of tomorrow that looked at that today. You know, it's something everybody remembers, and it's pretty impressive or impactful when you have that type of surrounding, you know, that you've been a part of that. Actually, today I talked to a guy named Beatnik, and you know, he was part of that office too at Dean Schaller, because he was telling us when they moved, Joe moved David Mann's work over to Biker Magazine.
That's right.
And Rip went over there with him too. He said it was a turbulent time, so he referred to some of that. But he said that you guys would like have a ceremony when the Dave Mann pictures would come in. They'd almost break out candles and have a seance or something. You know, it's that biker machismo about to open up and unveil it before anybody else got to see it.
Yeah, we certainly broke out the Jack Daniels, that's for sure.
You know, that's what stinks about this digital world nowadays. You just get that bing, something's in your inbox, you click it. Boy, that would be fun to have that kind of ceremony every time.
Have a tube come in,
Yeah.
untape it, open it up, start pulling it out. Okay.
The Dave Mann print is here. Get the JD, let's go.
What kind of guy was Dave when you were around him? He was a biker too, right?
Oh, absolutely. He had this beautiful shovel head, bright red chopper that is in some of his paintings, you know. And man, I remember him riding that thing and Jackie on the back. And one time we went up to the ranch, we called it. There was a piece of property up Calamigos Canyon that the company owned. And it was just a place to go and hang out. Well, for a long time, David and Jackie lived up there. And so we had gone up there with our video equipment to shoot this whole thing of David doing a painting that was basically about some girls in bikinis washing his red shovel head. And so he's actually doing the painting while they are washing his bike, and we're videotaping all this stuff. And see, he was really a quiet, kind of shy, reserved guy, you know, until you got him out somewhere and got him liquored up a little bit. And then, you know, he was just like any one of us, you know, but he was normally kind of shy and quiet, I would say. And the one thing, I'll tell you a secret about his paintings, and you can look at any David Mann painting.
Oh, I think I see it right now. Oh, okay, go ahead.
What do you see?
I think I just saw a shadow of someone on the back of his bike, but there's not actually anyone on the back of his bike.
Oh, you saw that one? Yes, that's about the lost love photo. Yeah.
Oh.
He's missing her being on the back of the bike.
But what was your secret, Dave?
Yeah,
Come
what
on,
was your
tell us.
secret?
Well, okay, every David Mann painting ever done, you can look, and he, you know, pretty much painted every nut and bolt of that motorcycle, right? There, if you look at the wheels, the front or the rear wheel on any of the bikes, there's never a valve stem. And he did that on purpose. And there are builders. There's a builder named Larry Kirk, and there's another builder named, let's see, what's his name? Donnie Lewis, great bike builder. He built a bike. He built a beautiful chopper that looked like one of Dave Mann's pictures. And he did it without a valve stem. He hid it in this, like an Invader-style front wheel. So it's got a 5-spoke wheel. He hid it inside one of those spokes, just so it would be like, oh, where's the valve stem?
It was a gotcha, huh?
Yeah. He said, well, David Mann never had it in there. I said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he exemplified the that biker lifestyle of the 60s and 70s, and you know, that real biker, the club life biker, the the real biker lifestyle. It's amazing to look at that now and magnify just to how great his artwork is, and like you said, it's universal.
Yeah, it has great power, and you know, even to this day, his artwork, it really exemplifies the biker lifestyle. And how great, what a wonderful thing that he got to turn the love of motorcycles. And, David was a 1%er. He was an El Forastero. And he lived it. He really lived it. And it shows in every one of those paintings.
Well, it definitely does, because he's got that niche. He's not out there painting guys that just bought a Harley. These are the real deal stuff. And we're just so lucky to have him in our time to be able to document this for future generations.
Ron, he was the Norman Rockwell of the biker world.
Wow.
Great way to put it.
Truly. And he passed away on September 11th, 2004. It was a day after his 64th birthday. And he rode on ahead to prepare the way for the rest of us.
Hey y'all, it's Trace Atkins. One reason I'm excited about the High Seas Rally is their commitment to supporting our military and first responders. I'm proud to be helping High Seas Rally's Salute to Service mission, raising money for Wounded Warrior Project, and celebrating our heroes on the front lines. I'll see you in October 2021.
Our children come from different backgrounds with different stories. They learn time-honored values like the importance of faith, hard work, and that an education is something no one can take away. They learn that respect begins with themselves and should be given to others. The Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, where kids learn, laugh, and dream with people who refuse to give up on them. With your donation today, we can give them a brighter tomorrow.
Saturday, July 24th, it's coming. Born to Ride's Great American Motofest.
Hey, it's Debbie with Born to Ride. Tune in every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. on the Boss Hogg Radio, a fast hour of good talk. Good biker talk, what you really want to hear.
That's right, folks. We do welcome audience participation. I'm Fester Jenkins. Mama Dukes isn't in the studio this evening. In the studio, though, we do have Rob from R&R.
Thank you.
Years past, you worked with Easy Riders.
Well, we raced with Easy Riders.
Okay. And
what it was is I raced my own team. I started with Tampa Bay Ray. I ended up with Gary Friel and some other people. So I was in it for 8 years, hands-on. And then I got out of it completely. And then 18 years later, they called me up and asked me if I wanted to be the field boss again. So 2 years ago, I took over that job again. So I'm tied up with that. And it's been, rodeos are great. I've been doing it all my life. And it's a lot of fun. They'll find out July 24th.
I was about to say, are you going to be doing the rodeo on July 24th?
Yep, I'm going to be running the show out on the field, and I also got 2 trikes I'm bringing in and a couple of solo bikes to pull with. So I'm going to let some, friends and guests pull on the trike.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm also going to run it down the track a couple of times because it's a lot of fun.
Well, and this evening we're going to talk about a little bit more about that Great American Motofest, where motorcycles, custom rods, trucks, vans, just anything that's got wheels on it.
This is an invitational event, especially because it's the first one. We want people to come out and feel comfortable trying to do some stuff in the rodeo. We're going to set the sled puller up to where it's real light. We're going to have like a 800, 1,000, 1,200 pound class bike, so you can come out with your street bike and we got some weight for you. We'll strap it to the back of the bike and you get a chance to pull the sled. And we can adjust the sled as much as we want, so we can make it easy, we can make it real hard. We'll make it easy so everybody gets a chance to feel how it is, and if they want to come back a second or third round, we can tighten it up a little bit more, and we can stop them wherever we want if we have to.
Well, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, with you working with Easy Rider and doing the rodeos and things like that, speaking of Easy Rider, we've got Dave Nichols, our very own Born to Ride editor, who did a number of years with Easy Rider. Correct, Dave?
I did. In fact, I have a great story about Rob.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I do.
Give us the dirt. Give us the dirt, Dave. Dirty Dave.
I want you to imagine this. Imagine that you go to an Easy Riders bike show, the wonderful custom bike shows that we used to do, and you walk in and there's hundreds of bikes to look at, beautiful choppers and stuff, right? But then you see over here in this giant hall, there's a thing that looks like someone picked up a garage and put it inside this big building, and it's got like a little A-frame, you know, and it's got all this old memorabilia inside and old oil cans, and there's magazine memorabilia all over the walls. And there's Rob working on 2 iconic motorcycles. This is when we wanted to restore the Captain America and Billy choppers from Easy Rider, the movie.
What?
And so you could actually walk up to Rob, who would like have, you know, something like, you know, he'd have the outer primary off of one of the bikes, and his hands are all full of oil and grease, and he's trying to put, and you could walk up and go, "Hey, what you doing?" and he'd stop and talk to you and tell you all about the project and how he completely restored these bikes so they would be ready to take on the road for the motorcycle rodeos and the bike shows and all that stuff. And man, that was a cool deal.
That was the best job I ever had.
And man, you know, I don't know how many people you talk to on a weekend, Rob, but man, that was cool to see those iconic choppers, and you had them all apart, and you're tinkering on them and putting them back together. Absolutely.
I got 2 of my trikes. We got one at Tampa Bay racetrack, so there'll be 3 trikes there for sure, and this is a real early count. But we're setting the bikes up for solo pullers and stuff like that, so we're going to put on a real good show for him. And Tampa Bay Ray, he lives across the pond, or lives across the other side in the East Coast. He'll be here for the rodeo also. So we'll have his trike. I don't think he's going to be riding it, but it'll be here, and you get to see Ray. And the whole day is going to be so entertaining because there's somewhere over 200 street rods, hot rods, trucks, whatever you want to call them, that are going to be here also. So it's not just motorcycle rodeo. It's going to be a complete day of all kinds of stuff.
Well, now, Rob, okay, so give us a rundown of kind of what you're thinking from the activities of the rodeo, how that's going to go.
Well, probably about, we got a sled coming in from Zellwood, Florida. It's the Antique Florida Sled Pullers. Now, this is this transfer sled that has somebody that rides on it. It has a gear-driven box to drive it back to the starting line after we pull with it. But there's somebody on it that's a brakeman, so it's real safe. But we can adjust it for, you know, a small motorcycle all the way up to a 300 horsepower tractor. And we might have some tractors here also. Probably, I told the guys instead of, you know, about 6 to 8 tractors would be fine. Yeah. The garden variety with, you know, some, you know, small Hemis in it.
Right.
Like but we're gonna start at 9 o'clock or something like that, and then we're gonna practice. And then later that afternoon, we'll start the show, and we'll do 2 rounds. And then at the end of the day, if there's some more people who want to pull or whatever, we'll just line them up and let them keep going until it gets dark.
Okay.
We're also having a Just for Kicks contest. We're doing, which is really a cool contest now, because all the young Sportster guys all got Kickstarters on their bike, and they think Grandpa's a punk now.
Okay.
You know, it's like, wait a minute, son. You know, I kicked my pan head. So the Kickstart contest is really fun to see. We'll do the barrel race, which is real entertaining because anybody with a sport bike can come out and play and do that. I think Roscoe's going to be here with his outhouses, so you can do
I've heard pull. That outhouse pulling. Yeah,
that's a good rumor. But we're going to try to entertain everybody. When we take a break, that's when the car guys will be giving out trophies, and the bike show MCs and all that will go on. As soon as that's done, we'll go to a final round, probably like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then finish out the afternoon with the bike show, with the rodeo. And then, like I said, if people want to come out and practice or play or whatever, we'll let them go out there and try.
Now, what are some of the events in the rodeo? We talked about the barrel racing.
Well, we're going to do the weenie bike, because everybody seems to like the weenie bike contest.
Okay.
We're doing a keg push. We're going to make it where if the keg goes crazy, the guy don't have to get off the bike and chase it. We'll have somebody that can line it up for him, because we're looking for new people. You know, so come out and try. Don't be bashful. If you want some help with trying to get something set up to pull, a solo bike's real easy. All you need is the chain drive, because belts don't last very long, and a carved up tire. So you can take an old Goodyear tire, the old Dunlop tire, and carve it up to put it on the dirt. And I can help you guys with anything like that. The smaller shops, the Harley shops, anybody that wants to get involved, we want you to come out here and try to practice. A lot of the guys with the newer bikes, they got 150, 160 horsepower, but they don't want to go out in the dirt and spin it around. So we're going to have a couple games they can play on the pavement.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan there, no doubt.
No doubt, because they'll all try something if it's easy.
Yeah.
Get them started.
Rob, can you do the slow race?
Oh yeah, the slow race will be there too. I got a list of stuff over here, but I just can't read right now.
Okay.
We're gonna have the whole lineup of games.
I want to thank Rod from R&R.
R&R Cycles, 352-206-0699. Call me up if you got some questions. We'll help you get set up so you can come out and play with us.
The demand for Harley-Davidsons is at an all-time high. People are buying Harley-Davidsons as fast as we can stock them. That makes your bike worth more than ever before. If you ever wonder what that bike sitting in your garage is worth, it's never been easier than right now. Come visit us at Crystal Harley-Davidson, located in Homosassa, Florida, or visit us at crystalharley.com.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride.